Hello, it's Scott Manley here, and today on this Thanksgiving Day, a day in which America stuffs itself silly, I'm going to play Space Food Truck, a game which offers space trucks, food trucks, space food trucks. It is an indie game, which is kind of like a cooperative card game that's supposed to be played by 4 players, wherein you travel across the galaxy trying to deliver space food to space aliens on space planets in your space food truck. Now, while it's designed for up to 4 players to play together, I'm actually going to play all 4 roles myself to give you an idea. Space. Sprinkled across its vastness are more exotic flavors than any single tongue could hope to fathom. We, the Galaxy Gourmet crew, risk our lives to bring the finest dishes from across the stars right to your home planet, and to earn money so we can repay our creditors for this very expensive spaceship. The captain has plotted our course, the chef selected some signature recipes, the engineer says all systems are go, and the scientist, we prefer not to ask him what he's up to anymore. All we're missing are fresh ingredients and hungry customers, because of course, going out on your food truck without any ingredients is standard operating procedure in the far future. No, space food truck, you get to travel around this galaxy, and you have to make various recipes. So the way it works is a deck building game for 4 players, and immediately I get a crisis. It's an emergency. These 2 players, which means characters, have to meet in the room shown. If they can't, the ship takes 1 damage. So you can play it single player like I am, or you can play it with 4 individual players all cooperating to bring food to the galaxy. So you can see here in the workshop, the engineer is having some issue with the chef, and they have to meet to figure out their problem. So I've got to get the chef there, otherwise the spacecraft will take damage, which isn't particularly good. This is currently the captain's turn, and she has the ability to fly the spacecraft. I'm going to presume it's a she because it looks kind of feminine, and it needs to have someone on there. So we're going to use the Engage power-up, or the Engage card, which is a captain's job card. Now, to give it power, I got to drop cards on it. I'm just dropping the 1 card. Let's drop 2 cards on there, so I've got 2 left in reserve right now. Submit. So these charge up my FTL drive, and I can step to Vol Inari. They have the cutest little son. Oh, it's so cute. Okay. And we're ready, Galaxy Gourmet. Punch it. Fires up the hyper whatever drive. In the Sirius cluster we arrive. And the cook donates some old cooking grease for fuel. FTL charge refills. Great, so I got a full FTL charge. Sweet. Everything's working well. Now, because I dock at a new station, I get new blueprints. These are things that I can buy, new cards that you can buy to enhance your hand. It's all about building the deck, building your deck so that you can solve problems. Now, I'm trying to make these various ingredients. I'm going to need a bunch of post-cheddar cheese, so I'll put that in there. You see, when we get onto the sweet tobaggi and the Hilo rice bowl, we'll need that. Otherwise, let's get some spun silk. Spun silk's a good thing to have. Yeah, or flux inverter. That's a good. I'll put that in there. Great, so resupply our spacecraft, and I can end the turn. I could make her walk somewhere, but I'm not going to do that. So, next phase, at the end of every turn, you have to put a new card in your hand, right? And all your cards go into the discard. When your draw deck is empty, everything gets shuffled back into this. So you work from a small deck of cards that gets bigger. Each player has their own deck because they have their own abilities. So the captain, guess the captain is going to buy this spun silk that has a lot of energy in it, or a lot of power. Power is required to do all your jobs, essentially. Okay, so the chef's job is to go where no chef has gone before, and apparently it's also the chef's job to wake up the captain, who nods off at the helm after an all-nighter, and I need to discard 2 power to wake up or we hit a space probe. Well, so these cards, the orange numbers indicate the power levels, so I'm just going to put a couple of these on there, dodge the problem for now, and it gets to be my turn. Now, one of the chef's powers or jobs is the taste test, so I can do that, and it lets me take a look at 2 other cards that I have. Yeah, 6 1/2 a dozen to be. Oh wait, no, look, there's a hall pass card, so I can take the hall pass card, And I'll put the cook card back in the discard pile. Remember, discarding just brings it back over this way. And now he can actually pay a visit to the workshop and, you know, figure out his issues with the engineer here. Hey, what do you mean my grease is clogging up the drain system or whatever? Okay, next turn. So he's going to actually buy this blue meat because he's going to need that for making the recipe. You see now it says the blue meat is owned by the chef. Next turn. Every turn you have to buy something. If you don't have enough money, you're forced to buy a last resort, which is free. And they're not great cards, which is why you don't want to do that. Once again, Captain is having a bad day. Okay, well, taste of the future, dodge that for now. And the researcher's job is to research things. So I'm going to play the research card, and then you power it up with a hall pass. And we'll submit that. We don't have any more power, but we get to pick one power-up. Great. And we don't know what the power-ups do right now, so I'm just going to go for a scientist power-up. Now he gets the option to fast-track things. Great. I'm not sure that's going to be hugely helpful, but nevertheless, we'll do that. Raw silk, maybe. We'll take the raw silk. Why not? End this turn. Everybody ends up with a hall pass to start with, but I usually like to have a couple of those in each person's hand. Now, the engineer's job is, as you might guess, to maintain the ship. You're Zapmart's customer, and you get a free card. So I guess that goes into my discard pile. I can click on this here to see what's actually in my discard pile. So you see, I got that card, but it goes into the discard, so it won't get used until later. Similarly, I can look at the other players to see what they have in their decks. And that's useful because some of the powers let you work on those. So, we have this upgrade ship and we have the trusty wrench to fix the ship. We don't really need to fix the ship, but I'm going to upgrade the ship with 1 power. And we'll put that into the shields. Great, so we now have a little notch there. And of course, I can now use my trusty wrench to fix that shield. And that's brought our power up just a bit, and now we can continue to explore the galaxy. There's no point in him... Well, there's little point in him getting the post-cheddar cheese, so I'm going to get the hall pass, because it's just as powerful as the last resort, but it also has extra capabilities. Okay, and you can see what cards you're going to get for next turn. So yeah, as I said, I'm playing this single player, and I'm playing all the characters, but it's really designed to be played with 4 different players all working together and having a fun time and everything. You can play across a network, or you can all play at a single computer. So the scientist is now locked in here, which could become a problem, but let's hope it won't. I'm going to engage my engines, and let's just submit. We're going to jump one more step towards Hackfashtride. If your pronunciation of this planet's name is off slightly, you've just said the most offensive word in their language. Great. Punch it! I like the art style, of course. I'm just, you know, a sucker for these kind of things. I believe there will be a mobile version at some point. You chat with a fellow captain at a local spaceport. He doesn't know anything about exotic ingredients, but he does share some interesting details about a nearby planet. This nearby planet, called Uma Flux, features an event called the Breaky Bounce, which is where the chef demonstrates his ability to do some native dance and breaks things. So I'm not going to go there. Okay, so out of this, and then I can dock the ship, and now I've got more slots available for cool things. More blue meat, so we can cook things. Refined silk. Yes, I'm a refined, awesome, whatever. Another hall pass. Should I go for the flux inverter? Flux inverters are kind of useful because you can make them, if you don't use the power, you can still use the magic. Although, now I think about it, I don't really have anything cheap, so maybe I should take the silk, because it's good to have cheap things, so you don't have to get the last resorts. Again, there's a lot of strategy in this. I could go one more step, but... yeah, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna... because if you go out, sometimes you'll jump and you need to spend power and you're stuck, so I'm gonna go to the next phase. Okay, well, mousing over the hall pass, I can see that she might need one at some point. Or I could take the raw silk. Raw silk, it's a better and more powerful alternative to many other cards. More power is always desired. The chef! The chef now perhaps has stuff that he can cook. No! Meteoroid! The shields take damage. So you have shields which can be repaired and a hull which costs a lot more to repair. I believe the hull... oh, no, actually you can't fix the hull. Nope. Yeah. Maybe there's ways to fix the hull, but I think that you're pretty much screwed. Okay, I'm going to do a taste test, hoping that I can find some blue meat. Blue meat. And see this card here, I'm trying to get rid of these out of my deck. They're not that useful, so I'm just going to destroy it. So the card is removed from the deck permanently, so it won't come around again. It's an okay card, but you want stronger, better cards. Time to cook. So we need 2 power to cook, so let's cook with the taste of the future. And submit that. And so now, I have now added the blue meat to the Entelope Souffle. We are well on course for our next frontier of space cookery. Time to buy the other blue meat. Excellent. The other blue meat. It's like... because we don't want to confuse blue chicken and blue pork, obviously. Aha! Now he has the foresight. Oh no, it's another crisis! No, and now the scientist has to meet the chef. That's good. Sometimes you have to get all crew into one place, which can be a real problem. I'm just gonna go and... let me just see. I'm gonna do a couple of tastes of the future, right? Submit, and just do these, just so that I know what we're getting here. Ask around, I don't necessarily want that. But flambe is actually a useful power, so I'm definitely going to research that. Flambe is useful because you can use it to nuke bad cards in other people's hands. There we go. So it's like just cooking things or whatever. Seriously. Ah, the post... oh no, wait, I don't want that. I was thinking I was the chef. Nope, nope. I am going to take the hall pass. And end the turn. So we need to keep moving around the galaxy to keep refilling this, otherwise we end up in trouble. Okay, so the only option here really... oh, another crisis. Great. I guess I'll do the upgrade, Taste of the Future, and I'll upgrade the shields again, because I like more shields early on. And then I'll use the hall pass to visit the lab. Oh, I can't! No, the door's broken, so we have a crisis in here. And we've agreed to meet in here, but we can't meet in here because the door's bust. And the only person that can fix it is the engineer. Now I'm forced to buy the last resort. Well, it's better than nothing. Actually, it is worse than nothing. It's better than a Vexel, which is a little parasite card which causes all sorts of trouble. Okay, Captain, do your stuff. Yeah, look at that. We're going to engage with a Taste of the Future and another... well, we could do this twice. We have 2 engage cards. Let's do that. We're going to take 1 step towards Falgeo 2 in the Dumbbell Nebula. They're hung up on this ridiculous arsenic-free diet. Yes, that could actually cause trouble for... there are actually bugs which really like arsenic, apparently. You know... it's really strange, like there's all sorts of horrible toxic chemicals that would freak us out, that there's bugs that I've learned to appreciate. Ah, more Space Captain telling us about more local stuff. Wait, Nantucket. I once knew a man from Nantucket. Oh, this is Bender's Ark! Famous for their market, where creatures from all over the galaxy come to rip each other off. And this is a handyman. This is a good place to go, because the handyman will fix things. I might just do that and let him fix my door. And then I can come back this way. Go to Sierra Nevada. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll get it on this direction when we're heading towards the... how do I get to the second planet, actually? That's... how do I get... what links to the second planet? That's really hard to tell. There's no zoom in and out here. Oh, yes, I'm going to have to do some exploration to figure out how to get over that way. Yeah, that could be problematic. Maybe I have to go this way around the galaxy. Well, we'll find out soon enough. Back. Let's dock the ship and restock our, you know, closets and stuff. Blue meat! We have the claw. that's a decent thing to have. It's useful to go and pull out the occasional card there. And spun silk is slightly better and therefore good to have. Time to resupply, and she can engage once more. Engage those engines. We'll take one more step. I know the handyman is there, but I'm going to go to Donkulus right now. Math is sacred to the Donkulans, so do not screw up their change. And you know what? I'm going to get this thing fixed. I'm going to Bender's Arc. Never mind. Bender's Arc. Punch it! Punch it, Chewie! Okay. Another beautiful globe. Awesome music there. Okay, so he is going to fix the lab door for me. There you go. It's kind of pointless, but I did it nevertheless. Now, I have a full stack here, but if there was something here that I really wanted, I could swap them out. It's good to have a whole range of options. We have that. We have the Gamma Toaster. Okay, play with another card. The Gamma Toaster is an interesting option. You know, it might be better, though, to have... We have Refined Silk sitting around. The X-Ray Burnalizer is actually a useful one. No, I don't know. This is really, really, really complicated. Never mind. Let's just take that as it is. And she still needs to try to get to the lab, but she doesn't have the ability to walk down there. So next turn, and maybe I'll get her to pick up. She has a value of 6, so she could buy the spun silk. Sure, that'll help us. Next turn. Discard them, swap them, shuffle them. Your card games are great on computers when you don't actually have to deal with the shuffling and you can hope that it's not cheating in the background. Zap Mart! Oh, look at the number of taste tests and jobs and stuff here. Let's do a bunch of this. Oh, blue meat. Yes, we want the blue meat. And we're going to destroy this card because we don't need it. And another taste test. We have a hall pass and we have a taste of the future. I'm going to take that, and again I'm going to destroy the taste of the future. Now we can cook. We can start cooking the next part. So 2 energy from the taste of the future. And the blue meat gets added to the pot. And we now have Entelope Soufflé. And the hall pass isn't much use to him because he's already in the correct room. It's the scientist that needs to move. And yeah, he can buy... He's got 7. So actually he could go for one of these really fancy things like Refined Silk. Or a flux inverter, which is possibly useful. Or he could just go for blue meat and the post cheddar cheese so that he'll be able to cook his recipes a little faster. So it's going to be a long time probably before we can deliver the sweet tobagi or whatever. Is that a hard G or a soft G? I really don't speak yellow chef alien. There's another crisis! Great. Okay. Scientist, what do you say? Well, the scientist is going to charge up his research. That's what he's going to do. And we're just going to unlock a couple of things. Do I really want Ask Around? I'm not sure I really care for that. Ask Around is actually a useful one for using up excess power. Manual Override lets me open up any door. Actually, with 2 research points, I need to unlock a 2. So I'm going to go for a science thing. Another fast track! Darn! I don't really want fast tracks. Okay, now you... need to visit the kitchen and sort out your differences with the chef and his you can suggest how you're going to incorporate your new scientific investigations into his cooking frontiers. Tell him you have new and great uses for antimatter or something like that. That's right. Super hot sauce. It's so hot that it emits gamma rays. No, the meteoroid smashes into the ship. Mashes my shield, but that's fine because we have a trusty wrench. So let's just see. I could upgrade the ship. I'm going to upgrade the ship again on the shields. We need to put 1 shield in here. 1. So you can only upgrade by 1 point at a time, I believe. And then the wrench is going to fill up with all sorts of these. And we're just gonna... Yeah, look at that. 4 shields, so that should help us survive future encounters on our culinary adventures. And those future adventures will have to happen in a future episode, if people really want that. If not, it doesn't matter. I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.